all of you, welcome back to yet another project video. In this project, you're going to build the most advanced staking DApp where user will stake the native currency and they will earn reward in form of ERC20 token. It will compatible with all the EVM compatible chains, so you can deploy on Binance, Polygon, Ethereum, where user will deposit their ETH and they will get the ERC20 token. So let me give you a complete walkthrough that what are the feature and functionality we have included. I've included for the admin, so how you can control the entire smart contract and provide all of this feature. So when the user will come back to our application, this is what exactly they will find. Up to bottom, we have this beautiful interface. So the very first section we have is our header section, and we have staking DApp. Here we have these two options. One is the stake and the other one is the admin. So if you are an admin, you can easily able to redirect to the admin panel, and from there you can control the entire smart contract. Here we have the connect to wallet, so you can simply click here. You will have this pop-up model. You can simply copy and you can disconnect or connect your wallet. Here you will find the hero section where we are providing all the stats regarding your transaction which you have done with the wallet. So you will find that currently the total stake you have done in this particular pool, I have done 2 pool. So I have deployed the contract on Polygon, but you can deploy to any EVM compatible chain. So all the transaction which I'm going to do on the Polygon main network. But at the end, I will also show you that how you can deploy to test network like EVM compatible chain, like Sofali. So just wait and watch this video till the end. So I have done the actual transaction and I have deposited 2 pol into the contract. And this reward would only calculated when the time will complete, which we're going to talk about it. So you will find the total pool I have stake is 2, and here you will find your wallet balance. So this is the overall stats about the stake and your wallet. Now if you come back to the pool section, and here we are providing 4 different pools. If the user will stake for 30 days, they will get 10% of what they will stake. We have a 90 days, 180 days and 365 days, and the percentage will go up. From here you can give the amount which you want to deposit. You can see your wallet balance, and here is a condition. If you try to withdraw the fund out of the contract early before completing this period, then you have to pay 5% penalty on that. And the minimum stake we have set it to 1 pool, but you can set to any quantity, and the reward would only unlock when the time period will be completed. So I have to wait for the time period completed, then the reward going to display here. If you come back to the my stake, here you will find all the history about the stake which you have done. So altogether I have done 2 stake. One is for 90 days and the other one is also for 90 days. So if I want to withdraw, I can withdraw that fund very easily. So this is the pool I have created yesterday, and you can see the time is 89 days, 6 hours remaining. And this is the one which I have created just now. So 89 days, 33 hours is remaining. So if I want to withdraw my fund out of it, I have to pay 5% penalty on that, and the rest of the amount I will have in my wallet, which I'm going to show you in practical performing the transaction. So you can come back here, and here you will find the overview which I have provided. So user can simply connect their wallet, stake the token and earn the reward. Here we have this beautiful footer section. So that's all we have. Dashboard for the user where he can perform all the transactions. So before I take you to the admin panel, let's perform the transaction. So here you will find that I'm connected with the admin account. So admin can also do the investment and perform all the general action which user can do. So what I will do, let's try to stake, let's create another pool for getting the reward. So I'll simply take this 365 and I want to stake, let's say 1 pool, because that's the minimum, but you can go higher up to that. And you can see that how much you're going to get on the reward. You can set the reward any quantity which you want. You can go with this one. You can see every single thing is going to be changed. So this reward system is you can able to manage in your contract. So you can come back here, and I want to start staking now. So I'll click on this stake now, and you will find the transaction is happening. Now I'm going to call my MetaMask and I'm depositing my fund. You can see I'm giving my 1 pool to the contract. I'll click on this confirm, and here the transaction is the process. Once the transaction will be completed, you will find that this data would store and our fund is going to be transferred into the contract and the entire calculation would be started. So I have successfully deposited 1 pool into this particular pool. If I come back to my stake, I can click here, and here I can able to find the stake which I have done just now. You can see the reward. So this is the reward I will get after completing 360 days. If you want to create more pool, you can see this fund went down, and I can come back to the staking, and there you will find that we have other ones. So if I go with 180, I can give my another 1 pool, and I can see the amount which I will get, and I can click on the stake now, and it's going to deposit, and it will be in my transactional history. So simply confirm the transaction, and the transaction is happening. The transaction is happening. Once the transaction will complete, I can able to see the logs in my transactional history. So here you will find the transaction is completed, and this is the pool I have chosen. So I can come back to my stake, and there you will find all the stake which you have done. Now let's do one thing. Let's try to withdraw the pool, and I'm going to pay the penalty for it. That's the one thing you have to keep in mind. So let's take this one, 360, that one. I'll simply select this one, and it's going to make a call. And here I have to simply confirm the transaction. You can see how much you're going to receive because we have paid 5% penalty. You can set any penalty amount. So I'll simply click on this confirm. But 5% we have in the industry at the moment, whatever project you will find related to staking. So the transaction, the process, once the transaction will complete, you will find the notification that we have successfully withdraw our fund, and is went down. And right now we have 3 pools. If I want, I can withdraw that one as well. So let's withdraw this one, 180. I'll click here, and I'm going to pay the penalty. So I'll selecting that one. I'll come back here. You can see I'm going to get this much because I have invested 1 pool. So I'll simply click on this confirm, and the transaction is happening. Once the transaction will complete, you will have your fund back after paying the penalty. So finally, we have successfully withdraw our fund out of the pool. Once the time period will be over, the button will be visible, so you can simply get your fund and simply get the reward as well. So that's how you can able to stake in the pool. Every single thing is working absolutely fine. That's how user will interact and do the investment. Now let me show you how you can able to perform all the transaction and control the entire smart contract as an admin. So that's how you have seen me performing the transaction as a user. Now I can come back to the so click on this admin, and you will come back to the admin page, and here you will have the complete stat of the entire smart contract. So you can see how stake we have in total reward token, how much penalty you have earned, what is the current balance in the smart contract, what is the minimum staking, and here you will find the average percentage reward. And here we have all the function like deposit reward token, withdraw reward token. If you want to withdraw the penalty which you have earned, you can withdraw that. And here you can update the minimum staking. And here we have the emergency function which will withdraw all the fund from the smart contract including the user investment. So you should not call this, because if you try to withdraw, user will not able to get their fund back to their wallet address. So this one is the emergency one, don't include it, okay? And don't call this one. Now let me show you how you can deposit the tokens. Right now we have 90. If I want to deposit, let's say 100 token, I can click on this deposit, and the transaction is in the process. All right, got it. Now all I have to do is to simply click on this confirm, and it's going to perform 2 transactions. First is going to approve the token to the contract. The second is going to simply transfer and deposit the token in the contract. So just wait. The transaction is happening. Here we got the another pop-up, and this time I have to simply click on this confirm, and we are depositing and sending our token to the contract. So that's how you can deposit in the contract. So we got the notification. If you want to withdraw, you can do that. So for example, I want to withdraw 90 token, this 19. So click on this withdraw, and here the transaction is happening. It will withdraw the token straight away, and you can see that you're going to get 90 token. Click on this confirm, and the transaction is in the process. Once the transaction will complete, you can able to have that 90 token back to your wallet, and every single state would be changed. So finally we got the state. Now if I want to collect the penalty which I have on, because the user stake the token and they have withdraw early, so we are charging 5% penalty on that. So this is the penalty withdrawal function. So I'll simply click here, and it will go to withdraw the penalty we have on. So you can see 0.05%. Click on this confirm, and the transaction is in the process. Once it will complete the transaction, and we'll have the fund back to our wallet address. So just wait. Here we have withdraw the fund, it's empty. If you want to change the minimum stake, you can do that. So you can go with, let's say 2 or 11, whatever you want to decide. Or if you want to go with, let's say decimal, you can do that, but I'll go with, let's say 2. Click on this update, and it's going to update the minimum staking in the contract. So let's click on this confirm, and the transaction is in the happening. Once the transaction will complete, you can able to have, and you can see it's updated successfully, the minimum staking. So this is how you can able to control the entire smart contract. This one is the emergency function which will withdraw all the fund and destroy the entire contract. So you should not call this. So that's how you can able to control the entire smart contract. I hope you have understood that what are the feature and functionality we have included and what control you have as an admin, how the user can invest and how they can withdraw. If they withdraw early, you're going to earn penalty quickly on top of it. So let me quickly withdraw all my investment because I have this staking and I have all of this. Let me withdraw my fund. So this is the one which I'm withdrawing. If I want to wait for the reward, I have to wait for like 90 days or 30 days. Then I can able to get the reward and I can claim it. So here I got it. Now I want to withdraw this one as well, in which I have invest to pool. So let's click on this investment, confirm, and the transaction is happening. Once it will complete, you will get the notification and you can see the details about the transaction. So we have done with that. If you come back to your stake, you can able to find that you don't have any stake. Your fund got back here. If I come back to admin, I can see the reward, the current balance in the smart contract, and I can simply call this withdraw to withdraw all the penalty. So I'll simply click on this and it's going to perform the transaction. Here you can see the details. Click on this confirm and I will have the penalty back into my wallet. And just wait, soon it will be completed and I will have my fund which I have earned in the penalty in my wallet. So just wait, here I got it. I want to withdraw this one as well because this is my actual token on the Polygon. I'll withdraw all of that. So that's how you can able to control. I hope you have understood. It's looks simple, but it's really powerful. And most of the project which you will find right now we have in the industry is follow the exact model where you can stake the native currency and get the custom reward token. So that's how we have. So I hope you have understood all the feature and functionality we have included and how this entire project would work. Now let me provide you all the resources which you need to develop this project. And if you want, you can get the final source code to faster your development. So to get the assets, you can click on the link down below in the description, or you can come back to the blockchain coder. Come back here, open a new tab, type the blockchain coder. Here you will find all the project we have developed on our channel. So we have more than 100 plus projects. So make sure to check and go through all of this. You will find all the complete tutorial which you can simply follow. So make sure to log in. Once you will log in, you can have the option called source code. And here you will have all the project we have developed. So build at least 5 of them if you really want to master complete blockchain development. Build at least 5 of them. It will help you to understand the complete architecture and check all of this project. So to get the asset, you can click on this recent and you will come back here, click on this, and here you will find the complete starter file including the final source code. So click on the starter file, it will take you to the GitHub, and here you can able to understand the complete architecture we have utilized for this particular project. What are the models, what are the folder and file structures. So you can simply have a look, try to clone the repository and save in your system. So when the complete project will come, we can start following straight away. Now let me show you how you have to do the final code setup. So make sure to get the final source code, and when you will take it, you will give your valuable contribution to my team to bring more tutorial like this. Once you will download the final source code, you will get the zip file. Make sure to extract the zip file and you will get this folder in which you will have the complete source code of the project which you have seen in the demo. So make sure to install a zip extractor, then you can extract this file and get this folder. And this is the one we have to open in our VS Code. So let's click on the VS Code, and right now you will find that I have this empty. I'll click on this open, go back to desktop, and I have the folder which I will select and click on open. Now let me give you a complete walkthrough of the folder and file structure we have designed for this project, and this one is very important which you have to understand before you make any changes and perform any transaction. So just test the way I'm doing it. After that, do all the experiment from your end. So first I'm going to deploy the contract to Polygon main network. After that I will show you that how you can deploy to Sofali test network. So once you will open the project, this is the complete folder and file structure you will find in this particular project. So the very first one we have is the app, in which you will find the admin page and the global page. So if you open the admin, you don't need to make any changes, just keep it as it is. You can see this red underlines. I'm getting this because I have a different configuration in my prayer. So just keep it as it is. So this is the admin we have, this is the global CSS, this is the layout, this is the page, and this is the Web3 provider where we are doing the wallet configuration. So just keep it as it is. Don't need to make any changes. First test the way I'm doing it. After that, make all the changes. So that's the first folder we have, which is app. The next one we have is the component, in which you will find all the component we have designed, like admin dashboard, footer, header, staking card, and stats card. So just keep it as it is. Close this one. Now come back here, go back to the configuration, and here you will find that we have the ABI of our ERC20 token, because we are providing reward to the user and we need to have the function of the ABI which we can execute to transfer the token. So that's what we have here. Here we have the index in which you will find some network configuration I have done. So this one is for the Polygon mainnet where I'm doing the transfer, and currently Polygon Mumbai is already depreciated, but I have given you so you can simply check. We also have a Polygon MY which is a test network, and we have the local host. So just keep it as it is. Don't need to make any changes. If you want to configure manually, you can add the network just like this. Got it? And here we have some other network configuration and other models, which you can see the data which we are using throughout our application. That's all we have here. So close this one. And we have the most important one is our contract ABI. Contract ABI, the JSON file. So this is the huge contract we have coded and we have deployed that and we got the ABI. So just keep it as it is. Don't do make any changes. Just keep it as it is. Close this one. Close this one. Now come back to the context. There you will find this three file. We have the users admin, which allow us to do the validation and call the admin functionality. So that's what we have built in the context. Keep it as it is. The next one we have is the use staking. So here we have all the feature which allow the user will call and stake and tracking down the entire data. Keep it as it is. The next one we have is the web3 context, where we are interacting and performing all the transactions. So just keep it where we are reading the data and injecting into our component. So that's what we have in the web3 context. Close this one. Now come back to the contract, and this one is the most important thing which you have to understand. So click on this contract and we have this called staking contract. Click here and here you will find the complete contract we have coded, which bring all the functionality for the user as well as the admin. So we're using the Open Zeppelin library, which is the predefined contract for having the ownership, reintensity guide, and the models. And here you will find the different variable which we have defined. So I'm charging 5% penalty. If you want to charge higher penalty, you can take that. And here you will find some other variable and all of the functions. So I would suggest you to take your time, try to go through that. It's very simple and very powerful, industry standard. So just have a look on this. Close this one. Now come back to the public. In that we have the assets. So right now we don't have anything in the asset folder. If you want to keep your assets like the images, which you can keep it very easily. Now come back to the next one, which is the script, and there you will find that we have written our deploy script, which allow us to deploy our smart contract. So we are getting the contract, we are getting the deployer, we are providing all the relevant information, and then we are deploying and getting the address of our contract, which we're going to do it together. Just wait. Close this one. Close this one. Come back to the style. It's an empty folder. If you want to add any external files for the styling, you can keep it, but just keep it as it is. Now come back to the most important thing, which is the environment variable, where you have to provide all your data. So I'll click on this .env file variable, and here you have to provide all the environment variable from your side. I have also given this RPC endpoint, which is and it has a limited number of requests. So I will also show you it's free to get and how you can get it and how you can replace. So I'm going to first test on Polygon. After that, I'm going to move to Sofali, and that's what I have done the configuration. Here you have to paste your private key of your wallet which you want to use for deploying, and that wallet is going to be the admin of the contract, which have all the control. So you have to get your private key, because that's what we're going to use it for deployment. And here you have to put your token address which you want to allow user to get reward. So it's going to be the same address. So that's what you have to paste. The minimum stake we are allowing. So when the user will deploy the contract, that's the minimum we are allowing them to stake in the pool. And here you have to provide your staking contract after deployment. And here is the name. So you can call whatever name you want to your application. And here you have to provide your project ID for wallet connect, because that's where we are providing most of the wallet option. So we're going to get it all of this together. Just wait. Let's close this one. And here we have some other files like islane, get ignore, keep it as it is. We have the hardhead configuration. So I have already done the configuration for the two different network. One is for Polygon and the other one is for Sofali. But if you want to configure any other network, you can simply do the configuration just like that and provide the relevant information. We have the Next.js config package.json file. So we are following the most stable version. So no matter when you are developing this project, it will work absolutely fine as long as you follow this particular video the way I'm doing the setup. So don't make any changes. We are focusing on stability, so it can be working absolutely fine for next 5 to 10 years. The next one we have is the post CSS, looking absolutely fine. We have the readme file. You can simply have a look where I have given the detailed explanation about the project and all the important links for getting some important credential. That's all you will find. We have the two different Tailwind CSS file. Just keep it as it is. Close this one, and we have the txconfig file JSON, and here we have done the model configuration and webpack. That's all we have. So this is the complete folder and file structure we have in this particular project. I hope you have understood every single thing. I would suggest you not to make any changes. Just test the way I'm doing it. Okay. So now first thing we have to do is to get our environment variable. So I'll simply come back here in the environment variable and let's get these variable. Although this will work absolutely fine, but it has a limited number of requests which you can make. So it's better to have your own. So let's get the RPC endpoint. So to get that, we can come back, Arkham, hit enter, and you will find the very first link. Click here and you will come back here. So make sure to create your account and log in. Then you will have your API credentials. So I'll simply click on the sign in. Make sure to verify your account after creating it. So finally, I got into my dashboard and I can go back to the chain list, and then you will find all the RPC node which is available through this provider. So I need the Polygon. I can click here and I can click on this copy endpoint. I will go with the mainnet because that's where I'm going to deploy, and that's what I'm going to paste here for the Polygon. So replace and paste. I got my RPC endpoint. That's the one thing. Or you can also do the configuration here as well. So you can see this is the one I have, and here we have this Polygon, and that's what we are getting from our environment variable. Got it? Perfect. Now I'll close this one. And now I'll come back here. Now we have to get for the Sofali because we are using also Sofali. I'll come back here. I'll close this one. I'll go back to the chain list. I'll go back to the Ethereum in which we have the Sofali. So I'll simply click here, click on this test and go back to Sofali and copy. And that's what, so this is my Sofali endpoint. So that's how you can get your own. That's the very first thing you have to do. You have to get your Polygon and the Sofali. We got it. Now we can come back to the private key, because this one is very important. But before we get the private key, you have to get your token. So I believe that you already have your token which you want to provide as a reward. I have already created my token on Polygon main network, and that's what I'm going to use it. So I'll come back here and I'm going to open my MetaMask. I'll select my MetaMask and you can see I'm connected with the Polygon mainnet. And if I go back to my token, I already have my token which I have created on Polygon. So I'll simply click here, and this is the address of the token. I will simply copy. If you don't know how to create a token, you can come back here, and here we have multiple projects which allow you to launch your own token. So this is the one project which help you to create your ERC20 token, and we have the other advanced token project which you can use. So you can check all of that. This is the other one. I can come back to my curator and I'm going to provide the address of the token which I want to provide as a reward. So this is going to be the token. Got it? Here you have to select the quantity which you want to allow as a minimum stake, but I would suggest you to go with this because this is what we follow in the industry. And here you have to provide your contract address, which we go to do it together. Now here we have to get a project ID. So let's get this one. After that, we're going to get the private key. I'll open a new tab, type wallet connect project ID, and you will come back here, click on this first link, click here, and you will get into your dashboard. Let me minimize this one. You will get into your dashboard, and here you will find all the details about your project. So make sure to create your account and verify it. Then you will have all the feature available in your dashboard. So to create a new project, you can come back here and you can click on this create new project. You can call whatever you want. I can say staking, and select this one, click on this create, and it's going to create a brand new project for you. So, and you will get this particular one. So simply copy, and that's what you have to provide here. So you got it. Now I'll come back here. I'll provide this one. Perfect. So you can see we have given all our credential, the RPC endpoint. We have to get the private key of our wallet. You can see this is what I have, and all of things are looking good. Now I have to get my contract address. So before I do that, first I have to get my private key and I will deploy the contract. Then I can able to provide my contract address here. So let's get the private key first. So I'll come back here. I'll close this existing tabs, open up my MetaMask, and you can see that I'm into my MetaMask wallet, and I already have enough fund which I can use to deploy the contract. And this is the account which I'm going to use, and it's going to be the admin of my contract. So to get the details about the private key, I can click on this account, click on this private key, and here you have to paste your credentials. So let me give that. And I'm going to click on this confirm. So let me quickly copy my private key, then I will come back once again. So finally, I got my private key. I'll come back here and I'm going to paste my private key here. So finally, I provided my private key. Now we are ready to deploy our contract. Once we'll deploy it, we'll get the address, and that's what we're going to provide here. Got it? Now I'll simply close this one. And here we have the ABI, which is going to be, just keep it as it is. We have the staking contract. So we're going to simply get that as well. Or if you want, you can simply delete this one as well. So we have deleted our ABI. Just do it. Okay. So we are ready with all the environment variable. Now we have to deploy our contract. So if you come back to the packages and file, we have to run this command. This is going to deploy to Polygon, and if we execute this one, is going to deploy to Sophia. So first I'm going to do the installation of all these packages. So I'll open up my terminal, and if I show you the environment I'm using, so if I show you my node version, I have the latest one, so it will work absolutely fine no matter when you are developing. Make sure to use the exact node version for a better stability and you won't have any issue. If I check my npm version, I have the latest one, so it looks absolutely fine. Now I have to do the installation, so I'll simply type npm, I hit enter, and it's going to do the installation of all the packages which I have included in my project. This might take a little bit time depending on your internet speeds, your system configuration. So just wait, don't stop and interrupt the installation, just wait, and soon the installation will complete and we are ready to test and deploy our contract. If we're done with the installation, you can see we are getting a couple of warnings. Simply ignore that. We are focusing on stability. So simply ignore all of this depreciate because it will work absolutely fine. Now I have to clear my terminal. So now we are ready to start our application and deploy our contract. So you will find that we have our node modules in which we have all the packages. Now come back to the package.json file, and this is the command we have to execute, the compile one, and it's going to generate the artifact and the ABI of our contract. So I'm on the same directory, staking native currency. I'll type npm run and compile, hit enter, and it's going to compile our smart contract. And you can see that I'm getting this particular error. Can you guess why I'm getting this error? So to fix this error, we can come back to the harded config file, and we have commented the network configuration for the Sofali in our environment variable. That's why we are having this issue, because there is no variable for this. So all I have to do is to simply come back here and comment this. Once I will do that, every single thing would be working fine, because we have to keep one network active at a time. So we are done with that. Now I'll simply come back here. I'm going to clear my terminal, and I'm going to run the command which is compile and hit enter. And now it's going to simply download all that, and it's going to compile our smart contract successfully. So once you're done with the compilation, you will get this artifact in the cache, and in the artifact you will have the contracts in which you will have the staking contract ABI. So what I will do, I'll simply select, or I can simply copy, and I'm going to paste here my ABI. Make sure to do that. Okay, so we got the ABI of our contract. So far so good, looks pretty good. I'll close this one, I'll close this one, I'll close this one, and we are done with the compilation. Now we have to execute this command because we are deploying to Polygon mainnet. Got it? I'll simply type, first let me clear my terminal. Type npm run and the deploy script, hit enter, and it's going to simply deploy our contract. So you can able to, so we got the address of our contract. If you really want to verify, you can do that very easily. So this is the account which I have used, and I can come back to the polyscan, open up, paste your wallet address, and you will find that your contract is successfully created. So this is the one which I have deployed. Click here, and this is the same address we have. I got it. So I'll simply copy, and that's what I have provided in my environment variable. So I got the addresses, every single thing is looking good. Now I will clear my terminal, I'll close this one. Now I'm going to start the application. So this is the command we have to execute. So I'll come back here, and this is the dev one I have to execute. So simply type npm run dev, hit enter, and it's going to start our application on localhost 3000. So we are using on stability. I'll simply copy that one, I'll close this one, and you can minimize it just like this, or you can do it from here. Don't delete it. Okay, so I'll minimize this one. Every single thing is looking good. If you come back here in the config, you will find that we have activated the Polygon, and that's where we have deployed our contract. So simply close this one, close this one. Now we can come back to the browser, open a new tab, and click on the local, and here you will find that our application got started. Simply reload the page, and it's going to implement all the animations. You can see I'm already connected with the MetaMask, so I'll simply click here. You can see the details, or you can disconnect. You can click here, and here you will have the option called MetaMask select, and I'm connected with the admin account, which is the account number 2. I'll simply click on this connect, and here I'm connected with the crypto wallet. You can see all the details about the projects. Right now we have all the pools, there's no staking, and there is no data in the contract. This much fund I have in my wallet. So first thing, you have to connect with your admin account, and you have to deposit the reward token in the contract. So click back to the admin section, and there you will have, you can see it's going to verify your details. So simply give a quick reload, and it's going to give you the details, and you will have the access of your dashboard, and there you will have all the details about the project. So you can see this is the minimum stake we have allowed, but you can update that. So I'm going to deposit the reward token. So I already have, I'll give this, let's say 100 token. So 100, I'll click on this deposit and it's going to perform two transactions. First, we have to approve and second, we have to simply execute. So here I'm confirming, click on confirm. Now I'm going to transfer the token. So it's going to call one more time. You can also check in your MetaMask and you will find that we have approved successfully. Now you can click on this deposit function, click on this confirm, and we are giving our token and it's going to deposit in the smart contract. And here we have done with the deposit successfully. You can able to find it's going to reflect here the deposit. You can deposit that very easily. If you want to withdraw the reward token, you can simply click on this and I want to withdraw 10 token and it's going to withdraw the token from the contract back to my wallet. And here you can see I have the options and I'm getting the token, which is 10 token. Click on this confirm and the transaction is in the pending. Just wait. Soon the transaction will complete and you will have the token back to your wallet and you will get the notification, or you can also check your Phantom wallet and we got it. So that's how you can deposit and withdraw your token. And here we have some additional function like withdraw their investment early before completing the time. You will have this option visible and you can able to withdraw all the penalty. And if you want to set the minimum and maximum, right now this is the minimum, but if you want to increase it, you can do that. I can click on this one and I can click on this update minimum and it's going to update the minimum amount which we have set. So let's click on this update and right now it's going to change to one pole. So there is no longer 0.00, it's updated. You can also confirm here. So that's how you can able to update the minimum staking. And here we have added the emergency function. You should never call it. This one will withdraw all the fund from the contract, including the user investment, and just keep this as it is. So this is how you can control. Now let's come back here to the home page and let's try to do a couple of investment. So you can see I already have this much fund and I already have all the tokens. So I want to invest for 90 days or 30 days, 180, 360, you can do that. So let's invest for 30 days and I want to give, let's say, one poll. You can see how much you can get. You can give for 30, 360 and you can see how much you will get as a reward. Now I can click on this stake now and it's going to perform the transaction. Here I'm getting the option and I'm calling the deposit. I'm giving one poll. I can click on this confirm and the transaction is in the process. Transaction in the process and is going to simply execute it and deposit the fund I have. So I have done the deposit for this particular pool. You will find your investment. Here you will find your investment. You can come back here, you can see the investment you have done. If you want to do the investment once again, like for 30 days, if you want to give your quantity, give that and you can see the expected reward. Click on the stake and it will perform the transaction and you can simply click on this confirm and here the transaction is happening. You are depositing the fund into the contract. So that's what we have here. So looks fine, just wait. So the transaction will complete and you will get the confirmation right up here. So we have done with that. If you want to deposit for 90 days, you can see it's getting down and the fund is getting available in the contract. If I want to do for 90 days, I can give that and I can call this, let's say 1, or you can give any one, or you can call this 2. But I will go with, because this is my real fund. So I'll go with this one, 1, and I can simply deposit the fund which I want. So click on this confirm and the transaction is happening. Soon it will be completed and the fund would be deposited in the contract. So just wait. It's taking a little bit time. Soon we'll get the confirmation. So we have done with the deposit. So you can see the fund, the stats, all is there. You can come back to the my stats and here you will find all of this. So if I want to withdraw early my fund without completing time, I have to pay the penalty of 5%. So let's do that. I'll click on this withdraw early and it's going to perform the transaction. I'll come back here and you can see we are charging 5% penalty. So that's why it went down. I'll click on this confirm and the transaction is the process. And once it will be completed, you will have the notification and this will be hidden from this particular section. So here the transaction is completed. Now we have these two pools which we have and we have withdraw that. If you come back to the admin section, there you will find the details that how many investment we have. You can see the penalty collection you have got. This is the total token balance available we have in the contract and that's what you can see all. So let's try to withdraw this fund. So I can come back here. You can see this is visible now. Now I can able to withdraw the fund. Click on this withdraw and here the transaction is performing. You can see we are withdrawing our fund. Click on confirm and soon we'll have our fund back to our wallet, the penalty we have on. So finally we got it and now you will find 2 pool is left in the contract. So that's how you have to do the setup. I hope you have understood all the feature and functionality we have included in this particular project, and how you can able to do the testing in your environment, how you can deploy the contract, and how you can perform all the transaction. Now let me show you that how you can deploy the contract to the Sofali test network if you don't want to test on the mainnet. The process is going to be exactly the same. Hope you have understood that how you can deploy the contract and do all the testing on the Polygon. Now let me show you that how you can deploy very quickly on the Sofali test network. So first thing we have to do is to activate our network in our environment variable. So I'll simply come back here. So I'll come back here. First I'm going to deactivate this, and I'm going to activate the Sofali network, and I'm going to use the same wallet address because in which I have some funds. I'll open my MetaMask, and right now you can see that I'm connected with account number 2 with Polygon, but I'm going to switch back to Sofali, the Ethereum test network, and by default it will be available in your MetaMask. So make sure to activate test network in your MetaMask, then this Sofali network would be available. So make sure to select this one, and you will find that I already have enough fund in my wallet 5, which is enough to deploy the contract and perform all the transaction. And this is the token which I have, which I can use for deployment and interacting with the reward. So first thing, if you don't have this test faucet, you can get it very easily. So first copy the address, and you can come back to the Web3 Google faucet, click on the second link, and here you will have the option. So you can simply paste your wallet address and click on this get, and it's going to transfer you 0.05 Sofali. I already made a request yesterday, so I have to wait for 1 day. And one thing you have to understand that you can make 1 request in 1 day. So I already have enough fund which I can use to deploy the contract. So that's one thing you have to do. Now you have to get your token. I hope you have your token. If you don't have your token, you can come back here, pick the project, and simply create your token. So I'll simply come back here. I'm going to use this token body, and I will get the address of this contract. So simply copy that one, and that's what I have to provide. So I'll simply come back to my code editor, and I have activated that one, and I'm going to use the same account number 2. So my private key is already here. Now I have to simply change the void token address. So this is the one. Now I'm going to change this one as well. So I've got my addresses. Now I can come back here. This is the Polygon one contract address. I have to redefine it. Once I will deploy the contract, I'll get that one. Now every single thing is looking good. What I will do now, I'm going to simply open up my terminals. First, let's close this one, save it. Now I will open my terminal, and I'm going to stop the application from running. I got it. Now I can come back to the hardware config file. I'm going to deactivate this one, and I'm going to activate our Sofali. That's what we have done. We have activated our Sofali. I'll close this one, come back here in the package.json file, and this is the command I have to execute. So simply copy, open up my terminal, and I'm going to simply type npm run. Got this particular command once again. So copy, and that's what I can provide, and hit enter. And it's going to compile my contract, and it's going to deploy the contract to Sofali network. And you can see I got the address. So we got our contract address, looks absolutely fine. Now you can simply copy this one. You can copy this. Now close this one, come back to the environment variable, and here you have to provide the contract address. So you got your contract address, looks absolutely fine. So that's how you can deploy your contract, and you can perform the transaction. So once you're done with the contract address on all the environment variable, close this one. We are done with this. Now you can come back to the wing, the config, and there we have the wing, and here you have to simply activate the Sofali. So simply copy and paste Sofali and replace this one. You got it. Now you can clear your terminal, type npm run dev, and it's going to start our application on localhost 3000. You can simply copy, close this one, close this one, close this one, come back to the browser, open a new tab, paste the URL, hit enter, and you will find that our application is live. Simply reload the page, and you will find that our application is absolutely fine, and it's connected with the Sofali. You can see it's displaying pole because it's a hard code currency. You can simply go to each one of the component, and whenever you find pole, you can replace with Sofali. If I show you my MetaMask, you can see I'm connected with the Sofali. If I come back here, I can disconnect. I can click on disconnect, and I can select the MetaMask or any other wallet, and I can simply connect with my account. And here I'm connected. The moment I will change the network, like if I go back the other network, like the main network, Polygon, and if I give a reload, it will say wrong network. I can click here, and it will automatically connect with the Polygon. Open up your MetaMask, and you can double confirm. You can see sometime the MetaMask will block, so you can simply confirm and change the network manually and select Sofali. Perfect. And now you are ready to perform all the transactions the way we have done. So I hope you have understood that what are the feature and functionality we have included. If you don't have your token, you can come back here. Here we have a project which you can use to create your ERC20 token. You can check this project, or you can check the other project we have. There may have multiple projects which allow us to create the token. So check this one. So that's the only thing I want to cover. I hope you have understood all the feature and functionality. If you have any question, any doubt, do let me in the comment section. I'll definitely try to help in that. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.